Hi everyone, this video is about ICSE Computer Applications Examination 2025, peak revisions for ICSE 2025. Let us discuss about marks distribution. As you can see, 100 marks paper, section A 40 marks, section B 60 marks. In this video today, we are going to cover everything from section A. Out of this 40 marks, question number 1 will get 20 MCQ. Each MCQ carry 1 marks, 20 into 1, 20. And question number 2, you will get 10 questions. Each questions carry 2 marks, 10 into 20, 40 marks. And in another video, we are going to discuss about the second part. Let's quickly start. First, start with question number 1. Before start, I want to tell you that one number is sharing the screen 9836829954. If anyone want the PDF of these portions, just pin me, I will send you the PDF. So write any two principles of object-oriented programming language, encapsulations, inheritance, polymorphism, data abstraction, anyone you can write. Write any two features of Java. Java is an object-oriented programming language. Java is a platform-independent, case-sensitive, compiler-interpreted, both robust programming language. We point here like principles of object-oriented programming language and features of Java both are different. Next option is language processor, compiler and interpreter both are language processor. Compiler compile at once and interpreter is line by line. Both are known as language processor, as well as they also known as language translator. What is message passing in Java? Message passing means sending a message from one object to another object. It's creating a communication between two objects. Define the following object while we are giving the definitions of object: unique or distinguishable or identifiable. These are the important keyword anyone you have to use. Object is an unique entity which have some special characteristics and behavior. It is an instance of a class. Class is a set of similar object. Here similar is the important, like you may say it's a very important keyword. A class is also known as user defined data type or blueprint, that the variables and the methods common to all the certain kind. Then encapsulations, wrapping up of a data and functions together into a single unit is called encapsulations. Data abstractions, representing the essential features without knowing the background details, is known as data abstractions. If you're talking about polymorphism, same method used for different purpose due to the different argument is known as polymorphism. As example is given, like method overloading, void area, void area, void area. 3 methods, 4 methods are here. But if you check, the method name is same and the data type double S for the first one, second one, two arguments are there, double L and B. First one is able to generate the area of a square, second one is rectangle, third one maybe with the 3 variables, and finally we have area with no argument. So the method name is same, but they use for the different purpose. This is polymorphism. Inheritance means sharing the common properties from one class to another class is known as inheritance. Like inherit, the term is coming from biology. Like we always used to say he is look like his father. That means he's inheriting the looking appearance from his father. Here now define, next one is define derived class and base class. The class whose property, like super class, subclass. Who is giving? Super class is giving to whom? To subclass. This super class also named as base class. This one also super class and base class, and the derived class. Derived class means who is taking, like parent class and child class. Who is giving? Parents giving the properties to child. Next one is what is operator overloading. Give an examples. If you check this plus symbol, this plus symbol we used for two different purpose. One plus is used in as an arithmetic operator to add, plus 2 plus 3 equal to 5. but the same plus symbols we can use to concat the two strings. So that's why this is operator overloading. Define the following static variables. Static variables, few points are mentioned here. The static variable, we need to declare the variable with keyword. One copy of static variables are shared by all objects created from the class. Like in a class, if I create 10 or 20 object, one copy of static variable being shared with everyone. They can be accessed without creating an object. Any change made in the value of the static variable are visible in all objects of the given class. These are the few important points about the static variables. This one also known as a class variable. After class, if we declared a variable, this is known as a data members or instance variable. This data members and instance variable, if we use with a static keyword, then this is known as a static variable, and as well as this is also known as a class variable too. Local variables, if we are talking about, these variables are declared within a block or method or functions. This variable can be accessed only by the functions or block in which they are declared, but other method cannot access this variable. This is a very important part. Like while you are declaring a variable in a program, just think about that, whether this variable we can use from the which part. Like void display is given inside this. If I declared int a, this int a we cannot access from the other part of the program, like from other method. After that, also we have instance variable. If you check, variable declared without static keyword, and each object will have their own copy. Like if we are compared with the global variable or static variable, the same copy is being used for the different object, but here each object will have their own copy. They are active as long as the instance is exists. That means object is exists there. After that, I mention the two types of Java program. It is standalone programs and applets. Define the following bytecode. While we are thinking about or give the definitions of bytecode, intermediate is a very important word for that. This is a keyword. Bytecode in Java is the intermediate code generated by the Java compiler after source code compilation. Bytecode is a platform independent, can be executed, that means interpreted on any platform by JVM. JVM, Java Virtual Machine, is an abstract machine that executes a Java program. JDK, Java Development Kit. If we are talking about the package, a package is a collection of classes that can be shared by Java program. The two important package we used are java.io. IO means input output. Java.lang. Java.util also we used, and lang is a package which we used by default, and java.util also there for the scanner class. Now, what is applet? Applet is a Java program which is executed through a web browser. Next point is define a token, the smallest meaningful individual unit. Now, Java program is known as token, like keywords, punctuators, identifiers, literals, operators. For the information, identifiers means variables, literals means constant. What do you mean by the comments statement? What are the type of comment statements? Like if you check like these comments and escape sequence, how to give comments, how to give escape sequence, always the students are in dilemma. So that's why just remember the division symbol. This division symbol directly relate with the comments. Like the division symbol type, whatever we are using twice, if you use, it's a single line comments. If you use like this a comment, like this highlighted symbol, this one is multi-line, and if you give 2 stars there, this is documenting comment. Now escape sequence, while you are giving the definitions of escape sequence, you need to remember the escape sequence is a non-graphical character which is used to direct the cursor. And as an example, you can see the opposite symbols like /n for new line, /t for tab spacing. Define the identifiers, literals, keywords, and data type, like symbolic names used for the various items in a program. As a variables, classes, methods are known as identifiers. Any name we can give, I told as variable. A data item which does not change its value during the execution of the program is called literal or constant. If you're talking about the keywords are the reserved word that convey special meaning to the compiler. A data type is defined as a set of possible values a variable can hold. Mention two types of data types, give example for each. The two types of data types are primitive data type and non-primitive data type. In, float, long, char, these are the primitive, etc. And if we're talking about the non-primitive data type, class, array, string, and as well as interface also there, but this is not a part of Icse syllabus. So is derived or non-primitive data types. Also, you need to learn the bit or and byte size of all primitive data type with the hierarchy of primitive data type 2. This is an important role here. Like int is 32-bit or 4 bytes. Next one is define the type conversion. Type conversion and typecasting both are not same. If your type conversion means in an expression, the data type is converting from one type to another type. Maybe it's higher to lower or lower to higher with user intervention or without user intervention, is known as type conversing. The data type is converting from one to another. Two type of type conversions are there. One is implicit, another one is explicit. This implicit one is automatically converted from lower to higher. If you check the example in text, suppose double y is missing, very sorry, y, the result of x plus y will be in double data type, because this is a mixed expression. Mixed expression means they are with a different data type, but higher one we have to take. And this implicit also known as quotient, and explicit is known as typecasting. Casting means what? If some person is casted as Rabindranath Tagore, that means forcefully we are doing that. So in an expression, the data type forcefully converted from higher to lower with the user intervention. User forcefully converted. If you check here the example, int x double y, but I want the result in integer like int c. So int c equals to x plus y, forcefully we are converting it to integer. Next we have give example a dynamic initialization and static initialization. Static initialization means int x equal to 5. So x is a variable, it belongs to integer. If I write 5, 5 means it's a fixed value. So this is static initialization. But if I write a equal to b, then b is a variable, any value we may give. This is dynamic initialization. Examples of separators and punctuators. Separators are used to define the structure of the program. Example of punctuators in Java like equal to, question marks, asterisks, where the examples of separators are semicolon, then dot, parenthesis, braces, etc. Differentiate between the operators and expressions. Operator is the special symbols which perform the special operations, whereas expressions is the combinations of operators and operands. Give one difference and one similarities between logical and relational operators. Both operators result in Boolean data type. Relational operator used to check one conditions, whereas logical operator is used to check more than one conditions. That means logical operator is used to concat the relational operator. If we have a greater than b and a greater than c, that means two operators we are going to concat by using logical and logical or. This the use of logical or and is like if we have three conditions, a greater than b and a greater than c and a greater than d. So if I use and for to concat these three conditions, all conditions must be true, then only it is true. And if you're using, if anyone is false, then whole statement is false. But if we use or, out of 10 conditions like this, if anyone is true, whole statement is true. This is the use of and, logical and logical or. Precedence of arithmetic operators. While we are talking about the precedence of arithmetic operator, starting with first bracket open, first bracket close, that means the bracket is given the highest preference, then exponent, then plus plus and minus minus, this increment and decrement operators. Mind one thing, into division mod, all are in same preference, all are in same preference, but they will follow left to right associativity. Like a one example I want to give you for you all, like a into b divided by c. So a into b divided by c, first the value of a and b will multiply, the result will be divided by c. But the same thing if I write a divided by b into c, first the value of a and b will divide, then multiplied by c, because left to right associativity they will follow. Another point is precedence of logical operators. See, logical operator we know, not, and, or, but the precedence, the higher preference is given to not after and, then or. Next one is print and println. Print cursor will stay in the same line and println cursor will move on to the next line. Next line, again I repeat, if anyone wants this in PDF form, they can contact me in this number 9836829954. After that, the difference between primitive and non-primitive data type. Primitive data type are the inbuilt data types already declared in JDK. Non-primitive data types are defined by the user as the requirement using the primitive data types. Allocating the memory by using assignment operator, but here we have to use new keyword. Another important things, the creating a object in Java, like animal is a class, cow is an object. Write a Java statement to create an object. So first start with class name animal space object name equal to new, then again class name first bracket open first bracket close, and new is a keyword which is used to create the dynamic memory. Then runtime, logical, and syntax error, these three type of errors. Syntax errors means if we not follow the rules regulations of the language. Logical errors, it cannot identify the compiler because it's not a rules or regulations of the language, it is some about the logic. Like if instead of addition, if I give the division symbol, so we are not getting the correct result because it's a logical error. And if we are talking about the runtime error during the execution, if error is occurred, like if I divide it by 0 or something, this is a runtime error. And as well as math.sqrt negative number also will get the result as NaN. So negative number is an imaginary number, but side by side you also remember that math.cbrt, like math.cbrt minus 27, if will give, it will return 3.0. But in case of math.sqrt, if I give minus 25, will not get the result, will get NaN. And one more important things, while you are answering, you need to focus on which is 1 by 2 into 5 into 4. What result we are getting? We are getting the result as 1 by 2 means 0, because in maths it is universal truth that if I divide 1 by 2 we'll get 0.5, but both are in integer, so integer division is here. Integer by integer, it will return in integer, so 0.5 we have to accept 0. 0 into 5 0, and into 4 0 as well. So this is definitely a logical error. Now conditional operators like question mark and is to symbols we have to use. If the condition is true, as example you can see, if x equals to a greater than b, it will multiply 4 into 3, and if a greater than b is false, then 4 plus 3. Suppose the value of a is 5 and b is 2. So condition is a is 5, b is 2, condition is true. So if condition is true, this statement will execute 12. Next one is, what are the two conditional statement in Java? We know that if and switch case. For if, else if we can use. Another one is if ladder. If ladder means if. What is the difference between these two? If, else if, and if. Suppose if, else if, by this, if we give 10 condition, if condition number 5 is true, then what happened? Other part here, it will not going to check. But in case of if, that means if ladder, if the condition number 2 is satisfied, then also it will going to check the rest part of the condition 2. Next one we have what are the other names of switch case? It's multiple branching statement. What are the others name of if else conditional statement? It's a bidirectional branching statement. What do you mean by the compound statement? More than one statement enclosed with a curly braces is known as compound statement. Differentiate between if else and switch case. Conditional statement, this one is multiple branching. In the conditions, relational and logical operators, we can use case constant check only for the equality. In the condition, all data types can be used, but here only character, string, and integer we can use. Next important term is system.exit, break, and continue. System.exit is a functions, break is a statement, continue also a statement. They are known as a jumping statement to stop the execution of the program for system.exit, but this will stop the executions of the block where in which we placed it and continue the skipping, like it will skip the executions of the current iterations. It's a fixed systems, it's a prefixed as it is a statement, need not to be prefixed with any class name as it is a statement. What is the purpose? What is the purpose of default in switch case? Default in the switch case is given to handle the exceptional cases. It is an optional statement. What is the purpose of break in switch case? Break in switch case avoid the fall through of the cases. Till now, 37 questions we discuss. This is a quick review of the syllabus. So whatever things we discuss, direct questions you will not get. You will get the picture-based questions, assertion reasoning, and you will get the questions like this MCQ type. Later on of this video, we are going to discuss about this. Next topic is looping. What is looping? What are the looping or iterative statement in Java? Repeated execution of a set of statement is termed as looping. We have three loops: for loop, while loop, and do while loop. Out of these three loops, for loop and while loop is an entry control loop. Do while is an exit control loop. What are the syntax for the three types of loop? You need to know about this. What are the elements of a looping statement? Like initialization, checking the conditions, incrementation or decrementation, that is called updations. So difference already I told: for loop and while loop and do while loop. For loop and while loop is an entry control loop. Do while loop is an exit control loop. For loop and while loop, if the condition first time not satisfied, loop will not at all iterate. But the first time if the condition is not satisfied, in case of do while loop, it will iterate at once because it's an exit control loop. That means during the entry time, no condition is being checked. It will go iterate, but the condition is not satisfied, it will stop. Now infinite loop. What is an infinite loop and finite loop? The loop which never ends is termed as infinite loop. For example, if you give for first bracket open, give semicolon, then give semicolon, then first bracket close, this is the infinite loop. While true, this is the infinite loop. Do while statement, after that while true, this is an infinite loop. If we are talking about the finite loop, if you check the loop for byte I equal to 1, I less than 10, I minus minus, we know that this is a type of infinite loop because I 1, then 0, then -1, -2, -3 is always it is less than 10. But in mind one thing, in case of this type of loop where we have initialization, condition, and updation, we are using data type. One time the capacity of the data type is being overed and we are getting the result. Like I'm telling you, byte I equal to 1, I greater than 0, I plus plus. If you print I, will get 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 till 127, because the capacity of byte is in between 0 to 128. Again, I repeat, this is a very crucial and important point. Like byte I equal to 1, I greater than 0, then I plus plus. I greater than 0 means what? I is 1. So loop will always satisfy. No. it will not always, this is not an infinite loop, this is a finite loop, because all data types having its capacity. After the capacity, it will stop. Next one is nested loop. During the nested loop, I think I've missed the nested conditional statement. If we use a conditional statement inside a conditional statement, it is called nested conditional statement. In case of switch case also, the same way, if we use a loop inside a loop, is called nested loop. A loop is another, is called nested loop. So for every counter of the outer loop, the inner loop is executed. What is delay loop? Delay loop means it will delay the execution, as you've seen in the picture, like int I equal to 1, I less than equal to 1, 00000000, then I plus plus. Loop will iterate, but it will delay the execution. The same way, if I use the semicolon after the loop, this is not a syntax error. This is a logical error, because if we use the loop, that means semicolon after the loop, so loop will not able to touch the next part. This delay loop also considered as an empty loop and null loop. Empty loop and null loop means doesn't have any statements inside the block. If you check the example there, like for int I equal to 1, I less than equal to 10, I plus plus, after that second bracket open, second bracket close, or this one also, if you check here, this highlighted portion, one semicolon is there, that means the value of I is 1, I get at the, sorry, I less than equal to 10, then I plus plus. The control will not move to the next statement, as because the statement is there, but loop will iterate within it. This is all about loop. The quick revisions after that: array is a collections or group or set of similar types of data under the single and common name. Then what is the index or subscript of an array? Each element of an array is referred by the specific or unique integer value is known as index or subscript. The index of an element refer to the positions of the index, and array index is always positive. It is start with 0. Next one, few questions like declare the an array q which having the 7 integer elements. Initialize the 5 names with a single dimension array. Subtract the second elements from the product of fifth and seventh elements of an array. And this one, option D, int b third bracket open third bracket close is given new int 10 system.out.println b. If I print, what output we are getting? So question number answer of question number A is int a. You know, int a third bracket open third bracket close. This third bracket open third bracket close we may give before also, like this one also, the valid syntax, this one, then this one, one time we need to use that. And for long, short, string. And now if you're talking about the assignment, if you check the B string n third bracket open third bracket close equal to second bracket open, then Ram, Kamal, Karan, Vivan, Vishnu, these things is given, then second bracket close, then semicolon. This is the way we can declare, that means assign the elements in an array. Instead of string with single quotes, it's character. If I want to give the number, fractional value also we can give. And if we're talking about the C, subtract the second elements from the product of fifth and seventh element of an array. So fifth element means 4 index and seventh element means 6 index multiplication, and the second element means 1 index. And for number D, this one, system.out.println, if I print B, what value we will get from there? We will get the garbage value. Declared a double dimension array in size 3 by 4. The same way, initialize the data, initialize the integer elements in multi-dimension array, and write a statement to print the elements of third row and second columns in double dimension array. So for double dimension array, same things, this third bracket we can use the before the variable also, and twice we need to give. The first one is indicate row, second one is indicate columns. And if we are talking about the initialization in array, so same way, but twice we need to give the one this curly braces. If you check this one, this highlighted portion, this is indicating the first row, second one is second row, third row, and first column, second column, third column. And here also the first row is starting with 0 0 0 1 0 2, like 0 0 0 0 0 1 1, like this it will continue. And if we are talking about this array print AR of 2 and 1. State one advantage and disadvantages of array. Multiple values can be accessed with a single variable name, but memory may be misused in case of array. What do you mean by the size of an array? What is the statement to get the size? Like, the size of an array is the number of elements in an array. And to obtain the size of the array statement, the length is used, x dot length. If x is an array variable, like here you can check this one, like previously we have this int q is an array variable. So q dot length, if I write, we'll get the length of the array. And advantages already we told you, like advantages and disadvantages of an array. What do you mean by the size also? Done. And how to find out the length. And length, first bracket open, first bracket close, this is all about the length of the string. Sorting means arranging in ascending or descending order. Searching means we want to search the element from the existing of the set of the elements. Bubble sort and selection sort. Bubble sort means what? Like if 10 students are there, what I need to do, if I want to arrange them according to their height in ascending order, first one is compared with the second one. First one is compared with the second one. If first one is higher, we are just changing their place. By this way, we are next time we are going to check with the second one and third one. That means the element from one index and the element from the two index. If this one is, that means the elements is in one index is higher, then we are replacing this. By this way, we'll push the highest one, that means according to the ascending order, the highest one at last. Then again the same process will start from the beginning apart from the last one. By this way we are able to arrange. And if you are talking about the selection sort means throughout the set we need to find out the smallest element holded by which index. This one we are going to store to the first position of the array, leave the first position, then again from the rest of the set we are doing the same thing. This is known as selection sort. And after that, differentiate between linear search and binary search. So linear search is also known as sequential search. We array need to no need to be in sorted form, like it's maybe in ascending or descending, we may use that. But in case of binary search, the array must be in ascending or descending order, then only be able to do that. Then sorting and searching, already the definitions we discuss. So you can write out, you can give the differences from there, like arrange the elements in ascending order or descending order and check for the existence of the element in the set of the elements or in the array. Two-dimensional array also already we discussed. Next one is define the string. String is a derived class to represent the group of characters enclosed with the double code. Name the package to use the string, which is java.lang. Again, I repeat, if anyone want the PDF of this set, they can pin me in this WhatsApp number 9836829954. I will send you the PDF of this one. What is scanner class? What package it belongs to? Scanner class is used to accept the data through the stream. It belongs to java.util. The package is here, and also we can use next int, I is in capital letter, next double D is in capital letter. After that, how to create the object. Scanner OB equal to new scanner system.in. Three type of systems are there: system.in, system.out, and system.error. Next one is wrapper class, the class which are included in the standard package java.lang. They are predefined class. The functions of this class can be invoked without creating an object, but they are accessed by the predefined functions which respective class name, like math, character, these things. What is the functions of keyword new? Already we told that new is a keyword which is used to allocate the dynamic memory. While we are going to creation an array, you can check here ob.new, the scanner object, while we are going to create there also. Next one is functions. What is functions? What are the advantages of functions? A functions is a set of block of statement with a name, access specifiers, and return type, which can be called more than once in a program. The advantage of functions are reusability, modularity. That means it can segregate the program in a small module whenever we want. Simple example I want to give you all, like in a program or in a project or in a set, if I want the prime logic 100 times, so if I don't know function 100 times, this prime logic I have to write. But once if I create the method, then whenever I want, I can call them. So this is the advantages of method and definitions of method. What are method prototype? The first line of the method or method header is known as method prototype. Like you can see the example, public boolean prime in 10. The first line of the method is called method prototype. And after that, if I give a bracket and if I give the different statement, this is the method body. And if we're talking about the method signature, like the only method name with the argument is known as method signature. What are the two ways we can invoke a function? By call by value and call by reference. If you're talking about call by value, invoking a function by passing the actual values to the argument, and invoking a functions by passing the reference of the actual value, which is an object. This is called by reference. What are the functions return statement? It transfers the control back to the calling functions, returning a value to the calling functions. Two, what are the actual parameter and formal parameter? The parameter that appears in functions call statement are called actual parameters. Like from where we are going to call the method, if you check example s plus equal to fact n is the parameter from where we are calling the method. This is actual parameter, and the method where we are creating that means where we created there, while we are calling this method, the value of n will go there. So this is formal parameter. The linking and sharing the data from actual parameter to formal parameter is known as dynamic binding. Now if we are talking about pure and impure functions, the functions which do not change the state of the argument is termed as pure function. If you check the example, double x double y, return x into y, it will not change the argument. But impure functions, the functions which change the state of the argument, is termed as impure functions. Functions which calculate the sum of the digit of a number. Suppose if I give 123 as a number, after adding the digits it becomes 6. Next one is define constructor. Constructor is a method which have the same name of the class, which do not have the return type. It's initialize the, it's not a global variable, actually it's initialize the data members of instance variables, gets invoked automatically every times while we are creating an object. Now default constructor and non-parameterized constructor, like default constructor means it is like initialized by the default value of the variable, and non-parameterized means, as example you can see, we can give the value from the r end. And parameterized constructor means in parameters are there, we can assign according to this. Now differentiate between constructor and functions. Functions, constructor has the same name of the class, it need not to be the same name as the class name. No return type is being used, even void in constructor, but here one return type must be there, either void or something. And constructor is used to initialize the data members. It's not a global variable, it's a data members or instance variable. Instance variables perform the particular task as per the instructions. It's invoked automatically while object is created and has to be invoked from the other functions. Constructor overloading, like if you check this example, overload is there. Then another overload we have, this is a non-parameterized constructor, another one is parameterized constructor. So this is constructor overloading. Like the method name, if same method name we use, this is method overloading. After that we have a class variables. Already we discussed about that, but this point you need to remember that class variables are declared with the static keyword followed by the data type and the variables name. Class variables are accessible from anywhere within the class, include from the other static method from the outside of the class using the class name. There are only one copy of class variables as per the class, regardless how many objects. If you have 20 objects but the one copy is being used, class variables can be initialized during the declaration within the static block. And if we are talking about instance variables, already we discussed about the instance variables. Few points we need to note about this, like how to convert from string to number. To convert the string to number, we need to use integer dot percent s. S is what? Like if string s we have 4562, but if we have bk2 you cannot convert it to integer. If number is there, then only we able to convert. Double also the same way, or we may write integer dot value of or double dot value of. Next one is underlined here. To convert a number to string, integer dot to string method we can use, or integer number to string, like one number 123 plus double quotes open double quote close. If we write, then also it will be concat. Like convert the character array to string. If you check char ch, then characters are their computer, and if I write string s equal to new string ch, whole computer will be together, will get computer, and it can store as a string. Then boxing, unboxing, auto boxing, this is under the wrapper class. Primitive to wrapper class, this is auto boxing, and unboxing the opposite one. Character c equals to new character ch, double d equals to new double z, and unboxing is the process of object created, convert the back to the variables. So these are the topics what we have. And now if you check the method, math method, math.sqrt is there, math.pow is there, math.cvrt, math.seal, math.floor, math.random, all are written in double data type. If you check, and math.sqrt and cvrt already I told. Math.sqrt, if you give negative number, we'll get nan, and for cvrt we'll get, for cvrt negative number also will get the result. Math.seal for sealing higher, math.floor for floor lower, like 3.1. 3.1 in case of math.seal will be 4.0, and math.floor will be 3.0. Math.random, no argument is required. It will generate the random number in between 0 and 1, and the data type is in double. Math.abs, it's maybe integer, maybe double, whatever things you are going to give, the negative, positive, whatever, it will return to the positive value. Math.round, round off the number to the nearest integer. Either it will return in long or double data type for your information. Like math.round, if I give double x and x, then you must store to long, but float can store to integer. And then max and mean is the initial method, mathematical method. Max is the highest one, mean is the minimum one. But mind one thing, max and mean having a restriction, only two variables we can use as an argument, and what data type it will return, it depends as per the input. Like if we give two integer, it will integer, one double, it will return in double data type. Next one, we have character method. Character is uppercase, character is lowercase, character is digit, character is white space, character is letter or digit, character is letter. So all is written in boolean, and the argument is in character. And character 2 uppercase, character 2 lowercase, that means the character they will take as an argument and they will return it, but the converting the uppercase to lowercase and lowercase to uppercase. Next one is string method, starting with length. Length is used to find out the length of a string. Caret method will, that means index we have to give as an integer value, and it will return the characters belong to this index. To uppercase, whole sentence will be converted to the uppercase, and it will return in string. Lowercase also to lowercase. Replace the character and as well as string also. Concat is used to concat the two string. With plus also we can do that. Substring, like substring, integer value, if I give 1 from the string, 1 index to rest part, it will extract. If I give 3 to rest part. But if I give two values like 1, 6, then 1 to 5 index, whatever characters are there, this group of set we can extract, the substring we can extract. Substring means from a set of like string, subpart we can extract. Then equals ignore case, it's a string we can check, and the boolean is the return type. Compare to is a very powerful method. Like compare to, if you check compare the two string, it will return 0. If both string are same, then it will return 0. Otherwise the ASCII difference, like A, B, C in capital letter, if it is a string dot compared to A, B, D, it will return -1, because A same, B same. Where character mismatch, like C and D, the ASCII value of C minus the ASCII value of D. It will return -1. But if we have ABCD dot compared to ABC, then what happened? The length AA same, BB same, CC same. No character is left to check with D. So the length of ABCD 4 minus 3 will get 1. An index of method will give the index where this particular character is belongs to, and if a character is present in a sentence 10 times, index of will give the index where it's present first time, and last index will give the last time in which index it is present. So input is character, and the return type is in integer. Start with and end with, they are giving in Boolean return type, whether this is start with this character or this string or not. And compared to ignore case, the same like compared to by ignoring the case. This is all about the quick revisions of the things. And after that, if you're talking about the sample questions, like questions 1, what I told, you will get 20 MCQ. First, you will get a picture based question. As an example, I can tell you that one first picture is given: pencil, apple, book, bags, and board. This is related. This picture depict what topic of Java? Simply, this is a set of object. This is set of object, not similar object. Mind it, this is not a class. But next one, wrapping up of a data and functions together into a single unit. This is called encapsulations. One, not only from these portions, like one 4-storied shopping mall, each store have 10 shop. So this relate what topic of Java? This is double dimension array, because 4-storied building, and each store having a 10 shop. So 10 into 4, 40 shops are there. This is relate with the double dimension array. And what type of questions we'll get? Like, consider the array given below. Few elements are assigned there. What are the output? A plus ch 5 minus ch dot length. Ch dot length means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That means 1. In one index, what we have? In one index, we have 66. And A is a character. ASCII value is 65, 65, and 66. 131 will be the answer. For this one, what value we'll get? 10 by 100. First, we'll get 0. 0 into 100, 0. Divided by 0. Divided by 10, we'll get 0. Into, then after that, if we have plus string, it's concat. So what happened? What we are getting? We'll get 0 asterisk 0.01. This is from question number, that means option C. And while you are writing the options, you need to write down the options with the correct answer. If you want to write correct options, write with this correct answer also you want to write, right? But mind one thing, like you wrote for the this one considering the array, the correct answer is 131, but you wrote B, but instead of 131 you wrote 132, you will get 0. Both need to be correct if you want to write. Next one is the functions which change the statement of the object is known as. The which will change the functions, like pure functions or impure functions or overload functions or replace functions. Which one? This type of questions you will get. We'll get an assertion reasoning based questions also, like this. In Java, arrays are 0 indexed, meaning the first element of an array is accessed using index 0. In Java, when you declared an array, the indices of the array elements start at 0. Therefore, to access the first element, you use index 0. Can be accessed using the index of length -1, the last element we are talking about. So this type of 20 MCQ you will get. So please revise the things. Definitely you all able to give the answer. Now question number 2, 10 questions you will get. Definitely one questions you will get from there to convert the things from mathematical expression to Java expression. And this 2 bar, this is for math.abs, and you know this root over is math.sqrt, and xy you need to give the bracket, give the multiplications within the bracket. But if we write x into y divided by z, then also according to the Java it is same, but try to give the bracket properly. While we are converting, one conversion you will get. While you are converting, be serious about that. And this plus minus related questions you will get. how many times the loop will execute, then find out the output. Apart from this, also conversion from for loop to while loop to for loop, if to switch, switch to if. You may get the output using for loop, using nested loop, using switch case. You need to take care about the fall through case also, correct the errors. This type of 10 questions we'll get from there. So this is all about section A. Again, I repeat, if anyone wants the PDF of these portions, please pin me in this number. I will get back to you. And the next video, we are going to discuss about the section B, like 6 program, how we will write down the program so we able to get the marks from there. So till then, tata, bye bye. Thank you for watching.